All right. Okay, now we're good.
Let's see. I'm gonna flip my screen. All right. You ready for me to start, or we wait for others to join, or?
No, that's it. I think it's us.
Okay.
Why don't you make him the full screen, Matt? The speaker.
Do I have to do something, or can you guys do that?
I got it.
Uh,
It just
All right. So this is, the railroad is right behind those bushes over there. This is, as I said, kind of the north. I think it's east corner down at the low end of the site. This is the lift station just off site. Just to give you kind of well, you can't see real well, but over there, there's 2 tax credit projects. Just one of them just finished last year. This is that Vector school that's right next to us. The thing that kind of worked for, well, we'll never use it, but for the longest time was a big issue. There's actually an access road, which I'm going to walk up. I think this is the access road for the utilities so they can get back here to check their lift station and stuff like that. But I'm going to start walking this corner. This will be, obviously down the bottom of our site, a little bit close, somewhere up in here. And I'm sure I'm not going to be able to find it greatly for you. But the location of the little 5-acre parcel, I say 5.5 acre parcel that's not part of ours.
right. Yeah, parcel.
Yeah.
So you're heading north now, right?
I am heading, I would say, I'm heading towards, I would have said south, towards the Russell Parkway.
Towards Russell Park. Okay. So Wynn Road's to your right now.
Wynn Road is, yes, it's to my right. Yep. I'm kind of that diagonal corner from the road, from Wynn. So right here, I think you can see these flags.
Yeah.
And stakes. This is, I think, our corner. There's a 20-foot easement marker. Again, a little bit, if you can see through there, that's the railroad.
Okay.
This is looking back into our site. Obviously, pretty heavily wooded.
So you're heading.
I'm walking right parallel to the railroad.
Yeah, and I'm just saying, but we're going to be our sewer connections going down this side in the direction you're going, right? Correct. Toward Russell, right? Okay.
Yep.
So the pump station there is going to get. Are they going to connect into our line or no?
No. We ended up not having to do a force main or anything. I think we're able to hit a manhole probably somewhere that's a gravity feed.
Okay.
Again, just giving you a little
crash. Yeah.
Yeah. Which not surprising.
Not surprising.
I'm gonna kind of follow. There's some, obviously this takes me in, gets me some good trails. I can walk around through here a little bit. It is rather heavily wooded, so it'll be a little hard for me to tell you exactly where I am.
Yeah. So is there anything on that little 0.5 acre parcel, or whatever it is? Is that
no, there's nothing on it.
Okay. So it says tower parcel, but there wasn't, so that it doesn't, who's it belong to?
I don't know the guy. At one time, I was told by somebody that the guy was trying the same as us, trying to figure out a way to get access to the parcel.
Yeah.
Because what's weird is, when I talked to the county and stuff, county almost made out like they didn't even realize they had this access road here. Now it's not a real road.
Right.
And I don't know, but this is how I would say he would have to access his parcel. I don't, his parcel, if he was smart, he would try to get a charitable write-off and donate it as a park or something. I don't know. Nothing's ever going to go there.
So we're not grading around there at all either, right? We're just gonna leave it.
Nah, not really. We're really pretty much away from there.
Okay. So where we're not developing, we're just leaving trees in place. Is that basically?
Yeah. Yep. I think pretty much we're leaving, like the whole half of the site that we're not developing until the second phase, we're leaving it all wooded.
Okay. So is that where was the debris that they found? Whatever, there was an old illegal dump or whatever that got okay.
That's actually That's actually a little bit on the phase 2. It's up it's kind of the diagonal corner from where I came onto the site. I believe is where some of that was. Most of it had been removed, but I think some construction. I mean, we ended up having to have an environmental report done on it for DCA, and they didn't find anything of any significance there.
So is that when you do develop phase 2, is a plan to kind of stay away from that, or is it too big?
Yeah, it's really more. It really wasn't as much on our property as it was on the church property that abuts us up there next to Russell Road, or right in front of Russell Road. Okay. There's a daycare, and it's really actually on theirs more. Okay, now you can see a little bit of trash, but I'm cutting up into the site.
You have a lot of wood to haul away.
Yeah, there will be a bit of clearing, that's for sure. Not that I think that'll be a big issue. I think they're let's try to stay over on this side. I think I'm more on our land or on our current developed piece, what we're developing. So I'm gonna stay over to this side a little bit more. Kind of, I would guess I'm cutting up the middle of where we're gonna build.
Okay.
If I get lucky, maybe I'll find one of the drill holes that'll give me a number or something.
Don't fall in.
Yeah. I got a little mud here. I must sneak around. I tell you, more than one, I did a walk one time when I was at Meadowlands. I don't know what it was, but it must have been tick season. For like a week, I was pulling ticks off myself. I was like, what the heck?
Wow. Yeah. Hopefully it's not tick season there.
Well, this time I wasn't thinking about it when I was there last time. This time I've tucked my pants and my boots and done all the little bit of hunter things, but hopefully, yes, I'm not getting any. But apparently, and I say this on the portal from the county or the city, it says we got our building permits today.
Great.
So I think we have all our permits now. Again, they're not a lot, it's just kind of wooded. I'm not really, the little spots like there, I just saw water. Yeah. I think it's really more just the fact that that's because somebody drove a truck through there and left a little bit of a ditch.
Yeah. Looks like a pretty straight grade, not too up and down.
Yeah. This you may, if you look at Google Earth, may give you an idea where I am, because I think on Google Earth doesn't it show a little bit of a cleared out area?
I think it does, yeah.
So I'm assuming, saying I can see a road heading up that way, that is where I'm at. Okay. I'm not a good hunter, but I'm assuming all these are bear prints and not, are deer prints and not bear prints. Got a few tires, but not anything too horrible. So I would say, since now I can see this little ledge over here, you see, I'm right on that edge where the school is. Like I'll show you, I'm probably 50 yards, if that, from that side of the property where the Vector school on the side of us. So I come up here to a little knoll here. Okay. There's where that concrete pad with the truck.
Okay.
that give you kind of an idea of where I'm stomping. I
Uh-huh.
guess that I'm probably right on just on the buildings that are right down that edge. I'm gonna go up this path. Should take us closer to, I think, bringing me up to Wynn Road. Say that, maybe it doesn't, but we'll see. Not a lot of, just a lot of pines.
Yeah.
Really not a great looking big specimens by any means. I guess it must have been logged sometime or another. These pines are all not big enough for this to be, for me to say this was virgin soils for a long time.
Yeah.
It sounds like it's a relatively balanced site that they only needed to bring in about 5,000 yards of dirt.
Yeah, and I laugh. I'm kind of teasing our guys. Some of that, when you come up to 5,000 yards, that's using fluff on the the shrinkage of dirt. But it also depending on whether or not how you're backing out the asphalt paving pads and stuff. But I would also say, even if we had 5,000 yards, we got enough land and enough area, we could just do a borrow pit.
Yeah.
Usually what I tell you, on a site like this, that I think about more than, what I'm going to have to haul in necessarily, because it's relatively, and I don't see that we're going to have that bad, is the topsoil. If this would have been a site where I said, oh, these trees have been here for 100 years or this, you may be going, well, we really are going to have a foot of topsoil across the site.
Yeah.
And what your issue there is more, well, what am I going to do with all that topsoil? And that's where a borrow pit, you can bury the topsoil and generate good fill. But it looks to me like, there's not that deep of a topsoil bed before we get to kind of the clay.
Was that not really kind of the gumbo clay, or what's the clay like there?
I think it's just typical Georgia red clay. It's got a little bit of silty sand, but again, I'd have to go back and really look at the geotechnical report. I don't think we're going to have a big issue with soils here.
Yeah.
And again, we're doing, simple 3-story buildings. They're pretty light. It's not, a real big deal there.
So what's the deal with the park? I assume you're kind of in the area of the park now, or whatever, the parkland.
I might be, yes. Well, what we did when we were going through zoning, we were just trying to, get people to like us more and more. So, we kind of said, hey, we'll carve off a little parkland and do a little park area. We never really said technically, we're going to give it to the city, or we're going to do this, that, or the other with it. I think it's a good amenity for us. One of the things, those the 2 9% deals I showed you next to us, yeah, we must be in the park, because that's the fence up there. You can see the house.
Yeah.
Right above us. The tax credit deals, the 2 tax credit 9% deals next to us. The one thing for them, if you go past them, which you can see, there's a real nice walking trail, big soccer field type park area. So I think the park will help us in the sense of saying, hey, not only do we got great amenities and stuff on site, kind of like while we're doing the little walking trail we are, but we got, in essence, a nice dog park. So we got some other amenity ability to offer for people. And then, as I said, I'm planning on hopefully this year coming in with running the trying to get the second phase, which will be a senior building, very much probably like what we're doing at Wilkerson or in Rock Hill, South Carolina.
Okay.
Have you found Wynn Road yet, or Wynn Place?
I have not yet. I'm hoping that as I come up this way, I should be hitting it here pretty soon. I think hopefully it's right up this trail.
At least the site's pretty accessible. It's nicer than being solid underbrush.
Yeah. I'll be honest. As sites go these days, I would technically tell you it's a pretty easy site. Let's see. Now this is looping, and we're gonna go up this way. Well, let me try this way, see what I see here. I don't remember how well it comes off a Wynn. Whether I think there is kind of this trail. So I keep thinking that this has got to hit it. But I don't know. Let me look at there's something flagged here. I just want to see if it gives a number or identifies anything that might give you an idea where I'm standing. Yeah, they didn't write anything on it. This may be, well, I forgot, we got the 3 different parcels. So this may be one of the corners, one of the parcels.
Okay.
How they all, connect. It looks like a pin that was, driven by the surveyor.
Yeah. So we're bringing the water off of Wynn, and that's the only connection?
No, we're actually bringing the water. It runs behind the little school that's next to it comes off that, the side of us. Now we run it down across the front, kind of right past the park.
Okay.
And then it looks like it's at Wynn, because the reason we did that is we wanted to have it real handy for when we do the phase 2.
Okay.
But I would say it's really coming off of, and if you're looking at Google Earth, I think there's an elementary or high school up there.
Middle school, yeah. Huntington
Middle school, yeah. So it comes off, it comes from the water line that's running right down that middle, by the middle school.
Okay. So we have to go pick it up. Do we have to pick it up on the property, or does it come to the corner? Does it come to our property?
It's right on the edge of our property. It comes right to the edge, where we grab it, pull it across.
Okay.
Can we confirm that it's actually there?
Yes, yeah. Actually, the one thing I will say here, the civil engineer for the county, he actually really knows this site pretty well. He was, knew exactly where the sewers would be and do this. It was like, yep, no, I know, exactly where you're going to hit and what you're going to hit. Only reason I say that is, like I said, it's been kind of funny. I mean, they basically approved our civil drawings with next to nothing in comments. And it looks like they're going to approve our architectural drawings with, again, next to nothing in comments. So it's kind of one of those going, okay, I like that, but it's a rarity these days.
Yeah, you make hope that they're actually looking at it.
Yeah, well, it's funny. You talk a little tired of these little inspectors trying to create their own codes. It's like,
Yeah. Hey, what, so have we gone, have we actually surveyed the elevation of the sewer location where we're tying in?
I don't, well, yes, I think the surveyor gives I think on the survey, it gives the inverts.
Yeah. I'm just wondering, did he actually dip it, or did he just take that off of as-built?
I know he didn't take it off as-built, so I'm gonna guess he shot it, or when he was there.
Okay, good.
Because I don't think we had as-built from it.
Okay.
The nice thing, to an extent, I would tell you, kind of walking this today, that's going to be downhill from us. Now it may be a little flatter than necessarily, but it is a downhill flow to get to where the sewer is.
Okay.
So we shouldn't have a problem.
We can adjust if necessary.
Yeah. But I don't think we're gonna have a problem there.
Okay.
Come on, Keith. I apologize. I'm just trying to not necessarily have to make the stomp through the woods to get to Wynn.
Where'd you park?
I parked over at the Ag Tech. They got nice parking there. You know, over here I got to technically park in somebody's driveway or something.
Oh,
So
okay. You got a hike to go back.
yes, I do. That it's funny. You know, partially they told me, you know, they said, "Oh, go stop by the city and ask them." And I made the mistake. I graduated from Georgia Tech, so I had my Georgia Tech baseball hat on, and I don't want to hurt anybody's feeling, but this part of the country is Georgia country. You know, that Georgia hat's not going to play well here. So I'm hoping that this winds back around and hits us. I can hear the Russell Road over here to my left. So I'm guessing with how I can hear it, I'm pretty close to the Russell Road side right now. I think this is probably what's going to run into Wynn. They might have got, I know we got a heavy rain last night, so I don't know if they did here too.
I wonder when it's ever going to stop raining in Georgia. I don't know.
I tell you. All right, I think this is where you come down from Wynn Road. So this looks more, actually I'm all the way over in the church piece, so I'll walk across their back. But see where I was saying more of the trash was them.
Okay.
Looks
So when I say
familiar
that's-
from phase one.
That's the daycare. That's Russell Parkway. Technically, we own an access easement through this daycare.
Okay.
The church was not very accommodating. We had talked to them because the neighborhood was not gung-ho. We had talked to them about us putting a street coming down right along the back of all those fences.
Yeah.
Come all the way straight down that way. So we wouldn't come off of Wynn Place. But the church wouldn't really cooperate. And unfortunately for me, my stupid seller didn't show me or didn't give me the documentation that he already owned an easement. So I could have had a little more power to tell him, hey, I got an easement one way or the other. I'm just trying to put it in a nicer place for you.
Yeah.
Luckily, the city council, when I really kind of looked at it and said, look, we want this development. You know, it's a public street. Come down the public street.
It's a pretty small street, it looks like.
It is. I mean, it's a 2-lane. It's, you know, I mean, I understand. Nobody wants change. I get it. But, you know, that's the world. Things are changing. You know.
Yep.
I actually, years before I did this piece, I actually tried to buy this piece. He's got a pond and stuff there.
Uh-huh.
I tried to buy it to do originally a 9% deal. I was going to do up in this area. So that's why, you know, he's got a great piece, but he kind of he really doesn't care. He's the one neighbor that really didn't have anything to say one way or the other about us developing this.
Huh.
Which, to me, he's the one that's the most impacted. I mean, obviously, this is kind of our entry where we'll have to come in. Which this is what I would say is kind of the biggest bummer. As you can see, it just drops off here. Yeah. So in the ass. And probably our biggest, issue.
Is that just an escarpment, or is that a creek or something down there?
It's just it's just where the grade drops off. There's no creek or anything.
Okay.
The predicament I think we're going to have here is, I think it was just kind of a dumping ground, trees, concrete, whatnot. So that's going to be a little bit of a pain in the butt. When the guys originally did their budget estimate, you guys will get a kick out of this, but one of the graders that I think they were using for his price, he calculated 156,000, and he said it was cubic yards of haul in. So they had, carried the money to haul in 156,000 cubic yards. And I kept going, there's no way it's that. Well, if you take 156,000 cubic feet and convert it to cubic yards,
yeah,
you come up with 5,000 cubic yards.
Yeah.
So technically, I would tell you, we have about 1.5 million of fluff in the grading number. So we should have some. I mean, I don't, you know how it is these days. Every time I tell you got plenty of money in construction, they'll find a way to.
It all goes away.
Yeah, but I would tell you this job, budget-wise, should be very well supported. But I, it would not surprise me to say, yeah, we got a $20,000, $25,000 or something issue right there at the front entrance to bring that drive in. But we kind of knew that was always going to be the hard thing coming down that drive.
Do we have construction access from anywhere else? I mean, can we access from that, where you were over by where you're parked or off?
Not really. That's all state property. So, no, they're really going to have to figure out how to, bulldoze that through and get that in there, right out the chute.
Okay.
They may, there would be part of me that would tell them to, possibly try to talk to the church about, getting a little access or something. Or actually, I said, I have to look, that area I just walked there, that may be part of our access easement. So technically, we may be able to say, look, we can drive right down that area I just walked to this access and access from here.
Yeah.
What was that road we were looking at? Were you weren't going towards Russell Parkway, the other way you were going?
I just walked towards Russell Parkway. That's Russell Parkway.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. But our access easement's really kind of funny. It runs right along. It's like funny. It comes in the main drive, then it turns. It goes right towards the center of the little daycare. Then it goes up towards Russell Road, runs all the way down parallel to Russell Road, and then shoots across the back. And that's why I'm saying, well, technically the shoots across the back part would probably be where we could turn around and say, oh, technically we can come down here to end of Wynn Road and then use our access easement to come up and get on the site at easier location. But I mean, it's a big grading job. I mean, it's gonna be a, utility and all, probably $5 million. He's not gonna have that much of a hard time coming down that hill.
Yeah, no, they'll get it in there quickly, but I mean, it's only actually there's a play. They, obviously it'd be nice to be able to put your construction, your construction trailer, off the, on the second phase area, so that you're not.
Yep. Either that or,
out of the way.
Maybe, like I said, you may be right. Maybe that's where we say, hey, this is our access easement. We're gonna put a construction trailer right up here, and use that area.
Where's the utility? Where's the electric and everything coming? Is it coming from Wynn? Is that where we're taking?
I think the utilities all come down a Wynn Road.
Okay. have we gotten, are they fully engaged? Are the utilities all engaged? Do we have them designing stuff, or do we need to?
I don't think we have the electrical design at this point. In Georgia, a lot of places, most places, they really, and just so you know, I know for the building department, there's 5 other apartments getting ready to start here in Warner Robins.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's just slammed. So I know, this is not Georgia Power here, but most of the power companies in Georgia try to push you off and basically tell you they won't talk to you until you, got your curb and gutter in. A lot of, like, Georgia Power won't even talk to you until your curb and gutter in, which is infuriating because it does make it hard to all of a sudden go, okay, well now, did I get all the sleeves I really need and whatnot? But again, I think that's a good one that construction and design can try to jump on real early, is getting the power company going. I don't know. I didn't look. It won't surprise me that power came down that street on poles. It may not be underground anyways.
Yeah, it looks like it's on poles. Yeah.
So they probably can, come down to us and then drop in the ground once they hit our property.
I'm just worried about, that's a small rural road. No wonder how they have enough, capacity to handle what we're going to put out there.
Well, they may, and that being said, they may turn around and say, we're going to come from the school, the vector,
Yeah.
they have other avenues. They could actually probably come down off of Russell Highway.
Yeah. I mean, that's the issue, is just obviously knowing where it's going to be, and like say, getting the trenching done. I mean, we got a problem out in Texas. I was just down at Arco and Pilar down there in Georgetown, Texas, and again, they're behind because they don't have, they've just submitted their, they're trying to get all the utilities in, and they just submitted the power plan, submitted to the power company. So they're kind of going to be held up because they haven't got, they're going to wait until they're ready to trench and put the stuff in now, and they can't do it. So
yeah, well, I mean, I do always emphasize those to get, look, real early, get with the power company. One, you got to get your temporary T-poles in so you can have power to your trailer, power. And I go, meet the guys and get the conversation started early. Usually the architects and the civil have done a little bit to make sure. Now, again, we're doing a simple product here, so it's kind of easy. They put a transformer on each side of the building, so it's not a big transformer issue. We do have a site lighting plan that we have drawn. So again, that's going to take care of a lot of it. So, but yes, you're right. I mean, they need to, on this job, I think, you're right. Get a hold of the power company early, and they need to figure out and kind of put a plan.
Yeah.
Hey, that access coming down the hill there, going to be a little tricky at first. Let's figure out, how we're going to do it, and how we're going to get that, built up and able to be used as a real access.
Yeah.
It's overhead power all the way to the end of the street.
Yeah. So getting power to us is not going to be the problem, I don't think. I think the bigger issue is just coordinating, getting it distributed on site. I mean, I think, and hopefully Chris will have his team out here shortly, and, so that they can look at it and plan and say, hey, you're right, we need to get this, front entry. And, to me, I don't necessarily think they have to have the street in, but it would be good to real quickly get, the street addition all the way down to the cul-de-sac in and done, so that you can, it's easy to get subs in, concrete, everything.
Yeah.
So, if you said, hey, Keith, phase 1's getting that cul-de-sac in, okay, yeah, that's phase 1,
Yeah.
But again, Chris and Nelson and those guys, or well, actually it might be Pete on this one, Chris and Pete, and them, I think they'll get their hands around it. Personally, even though as quickly as I say that, again, they won't, I think 24 months to build this job is way too much time. But as quick as I say that, we won't make 24 months. But
I'm happy that they have a schedule that they should be able to keep to.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I would say this, and I hope they kind of do. I mean, I've always taken the, again, I'm an old man, but in my day, you had to have the clubhouse done in 8 months. And then 2 weeks later, you had to have the first building. And basically, we were always turning a building, worst case scenario, every month thereafter. So, if you look at it, even if I said, okay, we'll have the clubhouse in 12th month, you're done with this job in 20 months.
Yeah.
And that's, turning a building month and a half practically. But, whatever. I mean, at least we got what should be ample amount of time in it. And like you said, Skip, they got a plan. At least they're trying to, get their hands around it early.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's, like I said, I mean, I wish we were, I mean, I agree with you that that should be doable, but you got to also have a big property there. That's going to take some time to grade that thing. I don't know how big of a.
We're only really impacting 20 acres.
Yeah.
I mean, I hear you and I agree and I know and but again, I'm an old man. There was a cold day in hell I'd ever got a job in my, youth. If I told somebody, they weren't going to have a clubhouse for 12 months and they weren't going to have,
yeah,
they'd have never given me the job.
Yeah, no, it's I mean,
walk up this.
Different these days.
Yeah, and I understand that. That's fine. The only thing that, and I'm sure you guys are the same. I'm going, okay, guys, I'll buy your 24 months, but fucking make it.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
But I think Chris is, doing a good job of, he's starting to get some good people, starting to get some good teams that are, working better together.
What's going on at Bolton right now?
Well, they're swapping up a team a little bit. They're doing a little bit. Well, again, Chris can tell you better than I can, but it got the superintendent that was there, I think, let the framer get a little ahead of him in the sense that he wasn't really keeping the site clean. He had the lull just basically destroying everything.
Mm-hmm.
And the grader wasn't kind of coming in behind him and controlling the erosion control. So it got, a little bit started to look like a pig pen out there. So I think they've got, some new guys trying to get a fresh look, trying to get the subs to realize, okay, enough's enough. We all got to, put our big boy pants on and get real and get this thing done. The other thing, which I'm sure, or I assume RJ's told you, that deal, we're going back for more bond allocation.
Yeah.
And then that'll give us the ability to convert it from a 3. We did it when it was 3.1%
right
on the credits. We're now we'll be able to up that to 4.
Yeah.
So, I think that'll give us enough money to, pay to get it done. Pay to get things done that we need to get done. Again, I may.
A good place to end the recording.
So we may have lost him.